Hey everybody, it's Shadowstar and Crystal here for another error review. This time it's Penance.
So, like I predicted, Diggle refers to Diggle who wants to stay in prison. And then we have a bit of drama because Felicity doesn't want Oliver to break him out. And I actually kind of agree because if you break him out, he's a fugitive. And I was saying we should get him out the right way, but they broke him out anyway. Aren't we lucky that mission went okay? Meanwhile, a different mission didn't go so well, and we lost Renee. For some reason, he's still alive. From the bad guy's perspective, they should just kill him.
Well, I'm sure he's got a plan. He did say he could be useful.
Not really. He said he just wants to torture him. At the end, he was saying, I'm gonna make you suffer so bad, and then if you're still alive, there won't be much of you left.
Well, we'll have to see what happens with Renee next time, but I still enjoyed a lot of aspects of this episode. It's the first time, like I said, now that the team's bigger, it's the first time we essentially get a B team because Oliver's off doing his own thing, therefore the team has to operate without him. It's the first time that really happens.
Yeah.
And like you said, it kind of worked but kind of didn't.
Yeah, the team is working a lot better.
Yeah, the team's working a lot better, and for the most part, up until Renee got kidnapped, the mission was going great. They did save everyone, just Renee got kidnapped at the very end by Tobias. But otherwise, everything went great. They saved all the people who were in that place, including Adrian.
Yeah, Adrian Chase was there, which is interesting because early in the episode, he said that he's against vigilantes, but then because he was involved there, at the end, he said his opinion of them has changed.
Yeah, and speaking of which, Quentin's now the deputy mayor, and this episode kind of starts it's happened earlier as well, but this episode kind of starts a trend starting with season 5, there's a really nice dynamic that starts to build up between Thea and Quentin.
Oh, yeah, true. Like when she said if he needs to talk, she's there and he appreciates it.
Yeah, I like the dynamic that starts to build up between Quentin and Thea. It's really great. They get some great moments and scenes throughout this season and so on, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah. But yeah, the missions were fun to watch. The team is getting better. We're finally using the name Mr. Terrific. And Oliver called Evelyn Artemis.
I don't know where
Not what I expected.
I don't know where they got that name, by the way. That's a weird thing.
I expected her to be the new canary, because, like, Laurel told him to find a new canary, and she was the one that was a form of canary at some point. Also, I was surprised she wasn't using the screaming thing.
No, she's just being a normal vigilante.
And yeah, he gave her a bow. She had a bow.
That's true. I don't know when she learned to use one, but she's got a bow and It's weird. They never explain why her name's Artemis. Although, to be fair, I don't recall them ever explaining why Diggle's name is Spartan either, so... Sometimes they just make up the names and
how could she use a bow without having time to learn to use it? Like, he gave Helena a crossbow because she didn't have time to learn a regular bow.
Okay, I have to say that Rory is more forgiving of Felicity than Cisco is of Barry.
Oh, yeah.
And Felicity blew up everybody everybody he ever knew.
Yeah, so we continued the drama with Rory and Felicity.
Although it is resolved by the end of the episode.
Yes, it got resolved pretty quickly.
Yeah, if only she could teach Barry how to do that speech. Barry could learn a thing or two from her.
Yeah.
Oh well, but yeah, it worked out pretty good, so I'm glad they didn't dwell on it too much because I'm sick of drama like that, and we already have that in The Flash, so we don't need it here again in Arrow.
Yeah.
But like you said, both of the missions were fun to watch. It's nice to see, I like where it's not just a go in, do a thing. I like when there's sort of a mission and you see things happening in the motions. You know, whether it's Felicity talking as they go in and do stuff, or Lila, or whatever mission, and, it's a proper mission, not just let's bust in here and beat up some dudes.
Yeah. The other thing of interest I wanted to mention is when Adrian was talking to a guy that works with church, he said, oh, you're talking about trust with a capital T, which seems like it's some sort of thing, like a plan, like undertaking or Genesis, something like that.
Well, I will say, I don't really remember much of where things go with Tobias Church. I mean, I remember what's going to happen with Renee, but I don't remember what else happens. So
Yeah.
that'll be interesting to see. Because, yeah, I can't remember what Tobias Church's plans are, but we're still early days in the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're right, there is a lot of interesting things happening in this episode, and I quite enjoyed a lot of it. And like I said, most of the drama resolved itself well, because as much as I hate drama, if it resolves in a really good way, I kind of can forgive it, because, drama's fine, you've got to have it, but if you do it in the right way, it's forgivable, and I think they handled the Rory stuff fairly well, and they didn't dwell on it too much.
Yeah, exactly. I actually really liked this one.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it too. I'm going to give it another 8.5.
I was just gonna go 8, but that's still pretty good.
That's still pretty good by your standards in Arrow, but yeah, I enjoyed it. To be fair, it reminds me a bit of, I think it was a season 2 episode where it's a reverse, where they had to break Lila out of prison.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so now it's kind of reverse. And I suppose, speaking of trust, we do have the flashbacks, which once again are still enjoyable. I'm enjoying those flashbacks with Anatoly and the brother.
Yeah.
Because, now he's officially part of Brother, and it's like you said, he has to trust the Brother, and he did. So that was fun to watch too.
Well, he passed 3 tests. Maybe now they'll give him his tattoo.
That's true. I mean, he said you're Brother now, so we'll have to see where that goes. I vaguely remember little bits of the flashback, but I don't remember beat for beat what happens, of course. But yeah, I enjoyed this episode. So what's next episode called?
Next is called Human Target, because Renee is our target and we got to get him back, but also Kovar is a human target.
That's an interesting perspective to take. We'll have to see what happens. We'll have to see what happens. I remember what that name refers to, but we'll have to see. Anyway, we'll see you next time for more Arrow and other things as well. See you next time, guys.